Okay guys, welcome back to PCN's channel. I've updated to the latest Saturn Core. If you want to know how to do it yourself, there's a tutorial at the end of the video. So if you just want to get that going for yourself, then skip to the end of the video. I should leave a timestamp in the description if you want to know how to do it for yourself. It won't go via update all just yet, but it is available to do and it is making progress. I haven't checked it out yet, I've only updated it, so let's check it out together. So let's load the Saturn Core. Right, once we're in there, first game I want to try, now always very important, make sure you change the region to match the game you're trying to run. And every time I get it, I'm a big Castlevania fan. I don't want to do the fan translation one, I want to do the, okay, that's the English translation one. I want to see if Castlevania Symphony of the Night works on it. So let's see. It hasn't worked on any of the previous ones. I'll be chuffed, honestly, if it has worked. It does work on it there now. No, does it not work? Okay, maybe it does. Let's start the application. A big shout out to SRG 320. Thanks, buddy. I know difficult times, difficult area, but you're still producing updates. I'll leave a link to his details and also a video that he's done showcasing this core. Has this just crashed on there? There's going to be a bit of a rough on the edges video because I am kind of testing real time. So that kind of looks like it's frozen to me. So let's just try and boot it again. Let's see what happens. Yep. Okay. Come on. No, it's not happening. So let's try and load the one which is a fan translation one. Okay. So this is actually worse because in the previous core, I did get a little bit further than just the kind of Sega logo. So yeah, it come up with, I think it was, is it Virgin that published it? It come up with some of the Virgin stuff, but yeah, Symphony of the Night, I mean, it's still not working, but we did get a little bit further on the previous course. So let's try something else. So SRG 320 has shown Doom running, so let's try and run Doom. Hopefully that's gonna run straight away for us without any problems. We're not a Saturn Core, it's temperamental, so some of the stuff that I've seen other people running, it hasn't run for me. Some of the stuff I've been able to run, other people haven't been run. It's just very temperamental. So let's see. But apparently Doom does run. I've seen a video of it, so let's check this out. Hopefully this is, yeah, here we go. We are in Doom, guys. And like I said, apologies, it's going to be a rough around the edges video, but it is a test core, so just like the state of the core is the state of my video. I'm just kind of going with it. I would have actually done a live stream, but I don't know. I don't think I can actually do that today. I think the sound is still off. Let me just put my actual volume up as well, see if anything kind of comes out. But wow, okay, so these shooters were decent on a Saturn. Duke Nukem runs really well. Okay, cool. So we are dooming it, guys. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice that the shoulder buttons are strafe. Works really well. I don't know. It doesn't. Does it feel a bit? I don't know. It feels a little bit different to Doom, but yeah. So Doom's running anyway. So yeah, don't know how much of the game you can play. I'm not gonna sit here and play it for ages and ages. But yeah, man, it's running. Unfortunately, we don't really have much sound, but we know sound is an issue on this. But progress is being made for this all the time. So let's go and check another game now. Anyway. Let's try Daytona USA next. So this game worked for me. It always crashes at a random point once the race starts, but I don't know what's going on. I've literally got, like, I've got no sound. I had a little bit of sound before, but I don't know if the sound's completely gone or if it's just my core or something. But wow, okay, let's have a look. Oh no, I've got sound. Cool. Okay, I don't know if Doom had sound. It might have just been my sound that was turned off. Apologies for that. Okay, that's just crashed. Let's reboot it because I didn't actually press start there. So let's see what happens when we reset that. Okay, it's really boggling on the brain. It's like you know, like the Nintendo style buttons where A and B are the other way around, but obviously when I'm using the Saturn, the buttons are a different way around. So I don't know. As much as I try and tell myself before I do it, sometimes the muscle memory is just wrong. So come on, Daytona, is it gonna load? Okay, let's try and start this. Hopefully it won't hang on us. Arcade mode. Let's do this. Is it hanging? No, okay, it's not hanging. I keep expecting it to hang. The suspense is just, it's just destroying me. I'm just going to keep pressing the C button until we can start. And yeah, guys, for me, it's still crashing. I know it's working for other people, but it's crashed on us twice. So let's move on to the next game. A Dragon Force is one of the games SRG 320 has shown running. So let's give it a shot, and hopefully this runs for us as well. Okay, nice. It's booting. So it would seem that this one's fixed a few games, and a few games that are running maybe aren't running now. As you can hear, that I don't know if you can hear it. I've got the sound set quite low, and hopefully it's not disturbing anyone or anything. But cool, this Dragon Force is running. If you wanted to check it out, you know, just bar the sound, just ignore the sound. You've still got it in there, but it sounds like a little bit windy in the background and whatnot. So okay, cool. Right, we're not going to go through all this text. Is it going to load some game now? Okay, this might be a text heavy game. I don't really know much about this. I saw it in SRG 320's video and I thought, okay, let's check this out. But let's move along to the next game. Right, let's have a look at Galaxy Fight, another game shown in SRG 320's video. So this should boot up straight away. So far, the games that he's shown in his video, it looks like they're booting up flawlessly. Hopefully they can be played all the way through. But you do get this a lot. When you try and launch a game, it kind of loads it. It brings you to like, I don't know what you call it, the splash screen or the intro screen of the actual console. And then you kind of launch the game and press it again. Some games just launch like straight away. And like I said, this is a bit of a raw video. I'm just trying to give you guys exact idea of what it's like playing the Saturn Core without doing any editing. So I can edit stuff out and make it look very, very seamless, but it's not going to give you a true picture of what the core is like. So, man, I like fighting games. So let's check out this Galaxy Fight, man. Okay, cool. I like the graphic style already. All right, who am I going to be? You know what? I kind of like that guy with the shades, man. Yeah, let's be this shade guy. This shady looking guy. Okay, like we can see the screen's a little bit done, but like this core's still work in progress. So stuff is happening, but progress is being made, man. It'll be just so nice. Like, we live in good times, man. Like, we got CPS free, work confirmed to be happening. Okay, I'm trying to do like fireballs and things here. Definitely like this character, and you know, hopefully soon we'll have a Sega Saturn stuff. Hopefully Sega, what is it? Sega System 32 arcade games. So man, it's good times to be living. But Galaxy Fight works. Let's move on to the next game. Right, another game that I really like is Golden Axe the Duel. So let's boot this up. This was running really, really well on the previous update. Now I've still got the previous core. I just kind of rename it as old and leave it on the MiSTer. So if there's something that works better on an older core, then I will just revert back to the older core, and I'll just kind of give the file extension a name, so the MiSTer doesn't pick it up. It only picks up, like, for example, .rbf files. So let's have a look. Okay, sound, is it just me? Is it sounding a little bit better? But I like this game, man. Like, I like it. I can't wait for the Saturn Core to be done, and I can check this game out. Yeah, the sound's still kind of off, so maybe this is the kind of sameish thing here. But yeah, man, I like this game. I think a lot of people do as well. A friend of the channel's Video Game Esoterica, he really likes this game as well. So it's just nice to see that you know, progress is being made, then hopefully we can have more of these games. I should actually just play. Maybe I'll do a playthrough of this on the channel and see if it can kind of be completed. The shadows, I don't know if last time the shadows were like visible. I don't remember them, but hey, I'm not one for attention to detail, so but I can see kind of the shadows there now. Maybe there is some improvements there. Let me know in the comments if there are. I know a lot of the viewers are eagle-eyed here, so you know, point stuff out for me, man. But yeah, glad to see this is running. But let's just move on to another game rather than watching me spam fireballs. Let's try Super Hang On and see how that goes. So I think the only Japanese game we've tried was Castlevania. But what we'll do is we'll go through the USA games first, and then I'll change the region over to Japan, and then we'll go over to some Japanese games. Now I've seen someone else. I think either I saw a screenshot on Twitter or somewhere. Someone showing like one of the Marvel versus games, Marvel versus Street Fighter, or just Marvel superheroes, whichever one it was working. Now when I tried any of those Capcom CPS2 games that were made for the Saturn, none of them worked for me. So hopefully they will now. So we'll get along to that. I just can't remember what region I've got. It's probably a mix. I've probably got like some Japanese ones. I've probably got some European and some USA ones. So is this hanging? Hang on is hanging. That's funny. Okay, it's not. The screen thing's gone. Oh, okay, so we're in here. Right, okay, so that's C is accelerate. Now I can't remember if this how well this worked last time, whether this crashed. I think it did actually work. Yeah, I think maybe these graphics will look better on a CRT. They don't look very good to me on the screen that I'm looking at, but hey, that's just the kind of early 3D graphics. I personally feel like most of them haven't aged too well, with the exception of a few. But this is one of the games that it just looks really blocky. But hey, it seems to be running. I don't know if I can complete a whole race, but let's race for a few more seconds, and hopefully it will just go. This isn't actually a bad game. Again, like, sounds really low even for me. So you've probably got no sound. The only sound you've got is the sound of my my voice, which I won't even say is a sweet voice, because when I watch my videos, I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I think a lot of people that do YouTube or whatever, when you're listening to your stuff, you probably don't like it. Other people tell me it's not that bad, but hey. But anyway, let's move on to another game. I'll stop talking about my voice and we'll move back to the subject in hand. Let's try Megaman 8 next. Like a video game esoterica on his channel says that this game is fully playable. So if you want to play a game on the Saturn Core at the moment, play this one. But I think that video was done on the previous core. So let's have a look, see if this actually fixes, or well, if the game still works on it, or does it break it, or what state it's in. So fun times. Okay, okay. So this was it. Actually, no. You know what? It might be a different Mega Man game. So maybe it wasn't Mega Man 8. I don't know. But this has crashed for me anyway. So let's move on to another game. Let's try Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and hopefully this works. I got a bad memory, guys, so I can't actually remember which ones worked, which one didn't. If I remember correctly, I think Mortal Kombat 2 worked. Mortal Kombat Trilogy did not. But let's see if it boots up on this one. Come on, it's left like the Sega screen. Okay, we've got the midway screen. Nice. Okay, so even if the games did work or they didn't work, obviously running it on the newer updates, some games that worked previously might not work. Some do. So there's no loss in there. I'm just not a comprehensive guy that remembers everything. So let's see. Cool. Come on. You know what? Like, the thing about doing this, it's like you don't know if the game has crashed or if it's just loading. So wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Like, literally, my heart is going dum, thinking it's crashed. No, and then all of a sudden it just loads, and just when it gets your hopes up, it'll crash. Hopefully it won't though. But let's see. Come on, load the game, don't crash. Yes. Okay, so we are in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Okay. Now, oh, what was the... Okay, that's blocked, so... Okay, I'm trying to do the slide. Okay, we'll just stick to that. Okay. Nice, okay, cool. Let's move on to another game. Nights into Dreams. This is a favorite of everyone. I'm not a big fan of this game. I never really really had the Saturn. Like I said, technically I had one, but I never really had one. So I don't really have any appreciation for this game. I know a lot of people like it, but let's try it. Let's see how it runs. I know this was released again. Was it for the Xbox or something? But yeah, okay. I know. Like one of my guys. He writes for he's an Australian guy. He writes for a magazine called Hyper. I think he's living in like Japan now as like a teacher, but he loved this game. Like he used to go on about this so much, like how it's like the best game ever. And I guess, you know, different strokes for different folks. Some people like it, some people don't, but it hasn't grabbed me. Let me know in the comments, like, what is it about this game that people like? Because sometimes I do give a game more than one chance, because, you know, I've not liked them previously. Monster Hunter being the biggest example. Like, I tried to get it into it so many times because I liked the idea of the game. I liked what it done, and I loved the fact that when I started playing them, they were on handheld console, so I could have it in my pocket. But I didn't really get into them until I played like the 3DS versions, and it had like online kind of capabilities, and I could just go around and kind of play. But okay, Nights in Dreamland? It's running. No idea what I'm doing. Okay, cool. I have to go up that way. Oh wow, I can kind of like climb up a mountain. Okay. Yeah, but this is running decent. I just saw like a kind of texture thing flash there, but I don't know if that's the actual Saturn. Okay, so now I've become a knight and I'm floating around. Okay, maybe last time when I played it, there weren't that much. I can see what the fascination with this game is. It feels kind of unique for what it is. Wow, okay, and look, it's running at a decent speed. All right, maybe I will check this game out. Okay, so guess I'm flying through these hoops and whatnot. Okay, maybe I will like this game. Definitely feels better. Maybe the previous times I tried it, I don't know, maybe the emulation was really bad or whatever. Maybe this is improved. I don't really know, but you know, where the Saturn Core is so temperamental, it may have been working before, but maybe it just did not work for me. But yeah, this feels all right. So Nights in Dreamland, man, this is pretty cool. But anyway, let's move on to another game. Panzer Dragoon. I think the first game that I saw on the Saturn, I was going to say pattern, on the Saturn, a shop that I've mentioned before, and someone actually mentioned in the comments in the last video that they remember that shop. So that was Advanced Consoles. It was off Carnaby Street. I always say it's on Carnaby Street. You went to Carnaby Street, which was like the rocker kind of place. You had all your like rock kind of clothing there and everything. Not far from Oxford Street, which is a more famous landmark than Carnaby Street. Actually, I actually saw James Hetfield there, man. Cool guy. Like, said hello to him. This is when Metallica were probably before the Black Album. So yeah, saw James Hetfield out there. Advanced Consoles were there. Good times, man. I remember when I got like a Neo Geo and I needed it to work on a monitor and I couldn't get a lead for it. Advanced Consoles were like the only place that could actually make me that lead. It was quite expensive at the time. It was like £25. But Panzer Dragoon it was running nice last time, and it's running nice now as well. Again, like I'm sure like soon in the future we'll get an awesome update for the sound, because you know, at the moment we don't sound on like majority of the things it's just off. But you know, I have to keep bigging up SRG 320, man. Like his work's amazing. The fact you know, where he's staying, he's in Ukraine. It must be difficult to work out there, but he's getting updates out there, so that's amazing. I've got a friend of mine in Ukraine as well. That's when I like my GPD, which is a handheld PC, out there. So he's told some horror stories, but the guy's still working and going strong. So you know, all good to those people. But yeah, Panzer Dragoon. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Right, everyone loves Bomberman. If you don't love Bomberman and you subscribe to this channel, please unsubscribe. Like, you have to love Bomberman. Even if you don't like it as a single player game, it is one of like the best multiplayer games you'll ever play. I just remember playing it on the Super Nintendo with a multi-tap. That's the main thing that I was exposed to it on. Played like one player ones of it. It was really good RPGs, like Zelda-like games for the Game Boy Advance. They were really good as well. And I remember actually on Xbox 360, it was one of the first like Xbox Live arcade games I bought, and it was quite popular around that time. But hey man, Bomberman's running. Let's see if we can get into game. But yeah, on Xbox Live, man, I remember playing that, and you know, there wasn't a lot of online options for stuff. Okay, this is hung on us. So Bomberman has hung. I'm not going to try it again. It might load again. It might load for someone else, but we're going to move on to another game. Right, I have to try Shinobi Legions. I don't really know much about this game. But let's try it. Hopefully it works. Now, I don't remember this working in the last update, because I think I would have remembered it, because this is one of the games that I saw that I'm excited about. Who doesn't like Shinobi? You know, if you're like me and you're in your mid-40s, and I am bang on in my mid-40s, you probably would have gone to the arcade and you would have seen Shinobi, you would have seen Shadow Dancer. But right now I'm seeing a black screen and I'm wondering whether the game is going to boot or not. I'm going to give it a countdown from 5. If it doesn't boot, we're going to move to another game. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's not working. Let's move along. I think we tried this last time, Sonic 3D Blast. Hopefully it still works. Let's boot it up and have a look. And I have to say, this was an interesting Sonic title, not one that I think I played. I think I might have tried it on like a emulation, or funny enough, I might have actually even tried it on like on an Android device. If it's out for that, I can't remember. There was some Sonic games I got free, or I don't know, something that happened in regard to them. Okay, booting up, that's good. Let's have a look. Like I said, like the black screens are there. I'm not editing anything. This is to give you guys an idea of the full screen. At the end of the video, you've got a tutorial as well if you do want to get this up and running. It's very easy to do. But you can have an idea, you know, how long the wait times are and everything. I'm not editing anything in this. Once I'm launching the games, it's just how they're launching. The loading times and everything are there. There are timestamps in the description, so feel ahead, skip what you don't want to see, or you know, just go through it, see whatever works for you. Okay, okay, cool, it is working again. That thing of has it frozen or hasn't it? I keep asking that question. But okay, this is running. I can't remember. Is this the yeah? This is the isometric one that we tried out last time. Okay, this is a cool game, man. I have to say. Okay, yep, nice. Okay, a little bit tricky, if anything, do the movement, but the controls kind of feel okay, to be honest. For an isometric game, it takes me a while to get kind of used to them again, even though I used to play stuff like Zaxxon back on the Atari, you know. But it's a little bit harder now to play some of them. But let's move on to another game anyway. Let's try the next game, Sonic Car. Can't remember what this is, but let's see if it boots and it works. Now, I don't remember 2 Sonic games working last time. I'm not even sure if I tried them, to be honest, but let's try them. Okay, cool. We'd have to keep adjusting my sound for the speakers, because some of the games come out louder than others. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I tried this last time. I don't remember it anyway. Okay, let's see. Is that okay? That's the loading screen. I can see loading in Sonic's head. Right, come on. Is it okay? Okay, progress, baby. Right, what is this? Is this like the Android game, you know, where Sonic runs first? Okay, Sonic R is working. I don't know if this game is supposed to be any good or not. Let me know in the comments what you know about this game. I know nothing, Jon Snow. I mean, I know nothing about this game. Actually, talking of Jon Snow, I haven't actually watched that new Game of Thrones thing. I intend to watch it once it's kind of fully completed. I'll watch the whole thing. I just don't like doing this weekly thing, you know. For me, it's all about binge watching stuff, and at the moment I'm going through Stranger Things series 4, which I think is fantastic, the best one since 1. But anyway, guys, enough of my bad gameplay on Sonic Heart. It works, it looks okay. Let's move on to the next one. A game that SRG 320 actually showcased was Last Bronx. So let's check this out. Sounds like a gangster movie, doesn't it? So this should work, because on this new core, he showcased 4 games: Doom, Galaxy Fight, Dragon Force, and Last Bronx. So this is the last one of the 4 that we're going to be trying. But this works, and I have to say, this looks all right, man. I like fighting games. I just wish if I was better at them. But yeah, man. Okay, let's look at character cards. All right, Lisa. We got Lisa. That looks like a snake, doesn't it? We got Yoko. What's this? Zeboko, Nagi, Tommy, Tommy Joe. Okay, who are we gonna be? Oh, it's picked it for me as I was going along too much. I don't know why they do that on console games. Usually the timer's kind of unlimited in a lot of games. Okay, so this. Oh wow. Okay, wow. This kind of looks all right, man. I feel like a lot of this stuff will look better on CRTs. Than on you know, on like LCDs. I'm playing this on an LCD with minimal lag through VGA, and that's why I've got the single RAM thing, because I've got the VGA going out to the monitor that I used to play, and I've got the HDMI going out to the capture card, which is capturing the footage. So I would love to get dual RAM, but then I'd only really be able to play through, I think, HDMI, if I remember that correctly. But this game's good, man. Last Bronx, well worth checking out. Okay, let's try Street Fighter Alpha, the first one, and hopefully this works. I'm not having any joy with like the Capcom fighting games, and I'm a Capcom fighting games fan. I've got better options to play them. Obviously on the MiSTer we've got the CPS2 versions of the game, which are the pure versions of the game. But yeah, as you can see, Street Fighter Alpha, it's a no-go for me at the moment. We'll try some other fighting games as well, maybe with some other regions. Hopefully we can get one of them working. Right, let's move straight over to Street Fighter Collection, and let's see if we have any joy with this. Now, I'm not expecting this to work, but hey man, you know, we're trying stuff. We are trying stuff. Okay, is that even... Nah, it's not doing it. I'm not going to try that again. Okay, that was Street Fighter Collection. Shall we try? Okay, nah, I'm not going to try that. Let's try Virtua Cop. Is that Virtua Cop 2 or Virtua Cop 1? Let's have a quick look. Okay. Virtua Cop 2. Okay, cool. Let's try Virtua Cop 2. I think this actually ran last time. Not sure if the Saturn actually had a gun. Let me know in the comments. I mean, I could just Google it after, but I'm in video production mode, so I'm not going to be looking it up, but I will look it up after. But I know you can play this on the pad, and this worked last time as well, so I expect it to work. Definitely game beginner, because I'm a noob. I will always be a noob. Noob power, baby. I'm playing like random stuff here because there's loading screens here, so I'm trying to keep it somewhat entertaining. But yeah, man, this is Virtua Cop 2. This is how we played these games, man, on a pad. I clocked Operation Wolf on a Commodore 64 on a joystick, man. I must have been insane. Like, wow, this is actually fun even on this. I know I'm playing like the easy version, but man, this is all right. This is all right. I need to pick up. I will need a CRT for that. I've got a CRT. It's not very. It's just not very practical for me to use it at the moment. But I am gonna I picked up a PS2 when I went on holiday. It literally worked out to like £27, and it came like already modded with like a memory card exploit and a memory stick with the games on there. So I thought, let me grab one of them. But anyway, Virtua Cop 2 is running, man. So, which it was last time as well, and it looks like it's running good, bar the sound. So moving along now. Okay. Ladies and gents, let's try Virtua Fighter 1 and 2 before moving over to the Japanese games. Now, there was the first game I tested was a Japanese game, which was Castlevania Symphony of Night, because I really want that game, man. I want to test it out on a Saturn. So, is that actually working? Okay, no, what's going on there? Was that the Japanese version? No, it is the American version. Okay, let's reset that. Okay, I expected this to work. I know Virtua Fighter 2 definitely worked last time. Is this working now? Right, let's try and load it again. Ah, okay, cool. Let's see. It's like I said, it's temperamental. Sometimes you do it and it's like it won't pick up the disc, and then you kind of reset it and do it again, and it'll work. Sometimes certain games, like you run a game, but then if you run a certain game before it works. It's just really weird. So you know, if you do want to get this on for yourself, then yeah, go for it. At the end of this video, there'll be a tutorial. There's timestamps below if you don't want to watch any game footage and you just want to try stuff out for yourself. But Virtua Fighter 1 is looking good, guys. Okay, now I know Virtua Fighter is just a very good game. All my friends that play it literally say Tekken is like checkers, Virtua Fighter is like chess. There's so many layers here. It's literally like it's got more layers than an onion. You know, excellent mind games and everything. But let's move on to VF2 now. Right, here we are. Let's boot up Virtua Fighter 2, and this was one of the big things in the last update. It started working. Big shout out to is it Porkshop Express. His tweet actually is what highlighted the previous update to me, showing Virtua Fighter 2, which kind of led me to making the last video. So a big shout out to Porkshop Express, I think that's his name. His Twitter handles at Mr. Addons. I checked his reputation in the community, man. He's a good guy and he sells like MiSTer stuff. So check that out. Shout out to you, buddy. So VF2, I'm sure it's still going to boot up. It's not going any worse. Again, wow, man, this just looks nice. It looks nice. I think last time there was some issues with the graphics and whatnot. Okay, keep trying to do like the launcher punch, you know, like down, forward, and punch with like it kind of is in Tekken, or at least with the characters that I use. Never fully got into Tekken. I like Tekken 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation 1, but it was more a case of like playing it. And I still remember I didn't have a memory card, so I used to unlock everyone on Tekken 2. When I turned it off, I lost all of them, so it just became a game of unlocking everyone. But Tekken 7 I kind of got into semi-competitively, and I really like using Asuka in that. But anyway, enough of Tekken. VF2 is looking good. So if you like the VF2 crowd and you can deal with not having sound, man, maybe you can have some like multiplayer games on there. You might just have to do the sound effects yourself. So you know, maybe if you press punch, you go anyway, enough bad sound effects. Let's move on to Japanese games now. Right, guys, moving on to Japanese games. So remember, first of all, go in here and change it to Japan. Just in case we reset it or anything, I'm just going to save this current setting, so it's always going to boot up in Japan. So let's go. Okay, we know Castlevania Symphony of Night doesn't work. I'm going to keep trying that off camera and do the random stuff like trying it with other games. Let's go over to a Japanese game that we really want to see. So okay, so this is Cotton 2 with an English patch, which is that shoots 'em up with a witch. Oh, I need to adjust myself on the seat. I've been sitting here for quite long making these videos. I've actually got to go out soon to see one of my old friends who I actually met when I had the game shop. So I'm headed down to like Walthamstow later, but it's cool, man. Like obviously he's married, he's got kids as well, so and he's like, his house is massive. He's got like a dedicated playroom for his kids with like a massive slide and everything. So my boys are really looking forward to it. So I forgot what game was I running. Okay, Cotton 2, that's it. Bad memory. But yeah, that would be nice. I've got kind of leave to go there, maximum about an hour and a half. So hopefully I can get this video down. I'll try and edit it as well and upload it before I go. If not, I'll have to come back in the evening and do it. But I like to try and get this stuff out as soon as possible, really. So there's fresh new news out. For people that don't follow like the Discord, or they don't follow like the MiSTer forum, or you know, on Twitter, they're just like YouTube's their main source of thing, then that's cool. Okay, so this is Cotton, and this is actually a fan translated version of the Japanese game. So cool, it's running and it looks decent, but like I feel like I need to put on scan lines and have like effects on, but it doesn't come out well on YouTube. But so that's why I just kind of run it like bare. But cool, right? Cotton, or was it Cotton 2? Whichever one it is. Yeah, man, this game's working decent. Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. Okay, this isn't RoboCop. This is Dead or Alive, a game known for its jiggle physics. Which one was it where you got more jiggle when you put your age up to like 99? Because you know when you're 99 you want to see more jiggle. I guess you have got more dangly bits when you're at the age of 99. We'll probably well, if we make it to the age of 99, we're probably still going to be playing our MiSTers and probably still our old games, and even our hands are wobble and we won't have any execution. Right, is Dead or Alive? Is it dead or is it alive? It says now loading. This is what I'm talking about. Like, does it just take a long time to load, or has it crashed? Let's give it a 5. Countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, it's even going to take ages to load, but we're going to move on to the next game. I know a lot of people like this game, DoDonPachi, which is a shooter, and Saturn's got some really good shooters. In the same way like the PC Engine had shooters for its generation, I feel the Saturn had a lot of fighting games and a lot of shooters. And I think like the most famous one on there, correct me if I'm wrong, is Radiant Silvergun. It goes for a lot of money. One of the friends of the channel, 16 Bits and Bobs, he's a big Sega guy, and he plays he bought Radiant Silvergun on the Saturn, and he's playing it. Again, I'm wondering now whether this black screen that we're seeing is it loading? Is it taking a while to load, or has it crashed? I feel like it's crashed, but hey, you never know. But let's give it that countdown from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are going to move to the next game. Let's try Final Fight Revenge. I can't remember if I've tried this game before, if it worked last time, if it didn't. Can't remember if it's like a one-on-one Final Fight beat 'em up the same way Golden Axe the Duel is, because beat 'em ups were the rage at one point. Let's see. Okay, checking this format. Hopefully it boots up. Let's have a look. Okay, the 4 MB RAM cartridge is not inserted. Okay, so this isn't working. Maybe there'll be a workaround or some work done to get this game working, but for now, this isn't working. Okay, let's try Fire Pro Wrestling 6-man Scramble. Not sure how I feel about that title, but let's see if it boots up. Again, okay. It's nice to see like how much progress is actually being made. You know, Saturn's come a long way, even from when I first put like the beta core up and then tried it. So that's cool, man. It's really good. And you know, as time progresses, I'm sure like the cores will just get better. Hopefully we can just start this. I'm just smashing like the start button. I've got to pick the 6 guys for my Scramble, or okay, cool. Oh, cool. All right, we are in game. You might hear me mashing the buttons now, because that's what the wrestling games involved, man. It was just mashing buttons. I've got so many controllers now. Waiting for like my 8-bit do RF one to come. Currently I'm using a wired one because I feel like there's latency in the Bluetooth. So, but the RF one, I don't really feel the latency. I want to buy like the PC Engine Turbo Graphics 8-bit do RF controller as well, but I can only get it from AliExpress, man. I was really hoping stock came to Amazon. It was on there once. But guys, anyway, Fire Pro Wrestling is working. Yeah, man, looks kind of decent. I have to say this game looks all right. Nice kind of beefy graphics, but anyway, enough of the 6-man Scramble beef. Let's move on to the next game. Right, let's try Gradius Deluxe Pack. Yeah, man, I'm a fan of like the Gradius, Parodious, Life Force, Salamander, Parodious. I like all those games, man. Can't remember the first one I played. Was it on the Game Boy? Okay, what's going on here? It's not having it. Okay, let's try and reset that. Sometimes like resetting it works. It doesn't work initially, and resetting it gets the game to work. But yeah, I can't remember what my first exposure to like the Nemesis games were, was it on, okay, see, it's kind of recognized the disc now. I can't remember if it was on the Game Boy DMG, whether it was Nemesis or whether it was like Salamander or Life Force on the NES. But either way, I really enjoyed those games. We used to kind of like take turns to see how far we could get. I don't think we ever completed one. They're quite difficult. Cool, okay, nice. I'd say this is Gradius 1 and Gradius 2. Nice. Right, first thing you always want in these games is you want that speed power up, man. But I always found 1 speed to be the best. So let's launch that, and then the next thing you want to go for is usually missiles. Oops. Kind of missed 1 power up thing there. And then after that you've got I usually go for laser, then options, and then once you get your laser and your options out, you kind of end up going for the question mark, which if I remember is like a shield. Damn it, you got to be fast on these, man. I'm missing them. I suck. I truly suck. And I missed another one. Like the red ones are usually power ups, aren't they? Okay, I've got the laser now, so let's get the laser. Cool, guys. Okay, I could play this for longer. I like this game. But yeah, the Gradius collection working. Like I was saying, the Capcom CPS2 games aren't working for me, but let's try Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Now, I can't remember whose video I saw on YouTube, or whether it was a Twitter post or something, but I'm sure it was Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, because I saw some Marvel Superheroes characters in there. So hopefully, I'm really hoping this works. It would be nice to get them on there. I mean, it's not essential that we play them on here, because there are options there. Okay, was that a warning telling me I haven't got the 4 MB of RAM? Maybe it was. Let's see what happens. I picked like the first option. Maybe I'll just spam the button there. So maybe this time I'll try and move the joystick over. No? Okay, no, it's probably just telling me it can't work. Okay, that's not working for me, guys. Maybe I need to do something else. I'm not quite sure. Right, a shoot 'em up that everyone likes. Very well critically acclaimed. People love it. Radiant Silvergun. Now this did work last time, but there was a lot of graphical glitches from what I remember. It just didn't look right. It ran, it was cool. Hopefully it does run again now. Always kind of takes us to the screen rather than booting up straight. But hey, that's cool. I hope you guys are getting a good idea of how the Saturn stuff is working, and whether you want to kind of do it for yourself, guys. It might be something. It might be something you do want to try and do yourself, rather than waiting, you know, for an official one to kind of drop down and update all. That might be some time. We don't know how long it can take. I mean, always surprised how much work SRG20 is managing to get into this. Okay, this looks decent, man. Possibly an improvement from last time, and it's hung on us. Okay, cool. It might work again if I try it, but yeah, here we go. Like I said, it's a temperamental core. Radiant Silvergun. Okay, looks okay-ish. But man, it's hung on us. Right, another shooter, sexy Parodious. Can't remember what was sexy about this, but I think this ran last time if I remember correctly. Let's see if it still runs, if there's any improvements in there, if the sound sounds good. But I am expecting this to work. A big fan of Parodious, man. Like, what an awesome game. Again, I don't think there's a bad version out of this game. Every version of it was good. Has it hung on us? Let's give it a countdown from 5 and then move on to the other game. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, moving along. Right, let's attempt another Street Fighter game. So this is Street Fighter 02, which is the Japanese name for Street Fighter Alpha 2. I'm not expecting it to work, but I'll keep trying them, because, you know, as I say, this course temperamental. It's random what works, what doesn't work. Sometimes something will work and it's just weird how it works, but progress is being made, and I'm grateful, to be honest, for what I've got. Okay, so I think one of the previous Capcom games crashed at exactly the same place, like on this screen here. Let's see if we've got another Japanese one in the list, and we'll try it out, but let's move along. Let's just move straight onto Street Fighter 03, and let's see. I'm thinking it's going to crash at exactly the same part, but let's have a look. Is it going to take us to the screen where we have to like load up the game again? Yes, it is. Right, checking disk format. Let's load it up, and man, it would just be nice to get one of them working. Okay, so that's that warning of the we're missing the 4 MB of RAM, so SF Alpha 3 or 03 is a no-go. Okay guys, this is going to be the final game, and you know what, it's actually finished on a number 33. So I recently done like PC Engine 33 games you should try. Saturn games, I didn't plan on making it on 33, but now that it's kind of finished on that number and we've tested quite a number of games, I'm really sorry if I didn't test the games that you wanted. If you post in the comments below which games you do want to see, I'll try and get them along next time. But here we go, this is X-Men versus Street Fighter, and we're having the same issue where it's missing that 4 megabytes of RAM. So yeah, this was the last game. Stick around now if you want to see the tutorial of how you can get the Saturn Core working on your MiSTer. It's relatively simple, but if you're unsure how to do it, just stick around for the end of the video for the tutorial. Okay guys, if you want to get the Sega Saturn Core working on your MiSTer, it's not going to be available via update tool, and probably not for the foreseeable future. Obviously progress is being made, but I imagine there's still quite a bit of work left, and we're still quite far away from getting like a fully stable release. But if you like some of the games on the video and you want to try them out, or you want to try some other games out for yourself, then what you want to do is head over to the MiSTer FPGA Discord. If you're not already a member, I'll leave an invitation link in the description of this video, so check that out. But once you're here, you want to go down to MiSTer Cores. Now once you are on MiSTer Cores, you want to hit this thread sign up here, the hash with the little speech bubble next to it. So once you go on there, go into Saturn stuff. This is where you'll find all the latest cores. But if you go straight to pinned messages, you're going to see that the cores are up here. Now if you've got a dual stick RAM setup, then you can download this one. I've got a single stick of RAM in mine, as I'm sure most of you guys do as well. Everyone I know with a MiSTer has got a single stick of RAM, which is the most common one. So let's go ahead and download that. It's going to give us a warning, but let's continue to download. Right, okay, so once you have downloaded that, showing download folder. Right, first things first, a lot of viruses come from Discord. Now I trust the MiSTer community, but I always do my due diligence, so just scan it with any antivirus software. I've scanned it with Microsoft Windows Defender, it's come back clean, so we are good. So next up, what we want to do is let's extract the files. So we're going to extract them. Here we go, so they're just here. Right, once they're extracted, before we put the core in, let's just make sure you've got a games folder. So go into games, go down to S and make a Saturn folder. So I don't know if it's case sensitive or not, but this is the way that I've done it. Capital S and the rest is all lowercase. Go in there. This is where you want to put all your Saturn games. Generally Saturn games look like this. So once they're in there, you've got a bin file and a Q file. I think there's other versions as well, but these are the ones that I've downloaded, and they're the ones that are working for me or not working, but the format's working anyway. Once you've got your collection of games, let's go back over to what we've just downloaded. Let's go into that folder. We want the RBF file. So once we're there, let's go back out to our MiSTer folder, and we want to go to the root of the MiSTer folder, and we want to go into console. As you can see in console, there's all the RBF files. Now I've got an old Saturn core in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit the name and put old, so the file extension will be .rbf and old. It should give me a warning saying it's not going to be usable, but that's fine. I've only got that in there because let's say something worked better on the old one and it's not working as good on the new one, I can just swap the names over when I want to. So let's just move this into here. Okay. Yeah, so we've moved. We're moving that. Sorry, it's a little bit slow, but I'm kind of going over network for small files, and it doesn't seem to do it that fast. And that's pretty much it. Now, once your MiSTer's rebooted, just reboot your MiSTer for good measure. Once you're on there, you've got the Saturn Core in there, so it will show up. And then when you go to games, you've made the games folder, you've added your games in there, and then pretty much what you saw at the beginning of the video is what you've got. Launch your games. Can't specify enough. Make sure the region is set to the region of games you want to play. For me, in the video, it's been Japan and USA, but there are other regions out there, so you might come across some European games, for example. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video has been useful to you, this tutorial has been useful. If you enjoy the content, then a like and a subscription is super appreciated. It really helps the channel. Time of shooting this video, I think I'm just over 900 subscribers. I'd like to get to that milestone of 1,000, so any help is really appreciated. Guys, as always, thank you for your time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Pixel Cherry Ninja out.